This video describes the methods available for provisioning users in Force.1. In order to apply policies to user groups in Force.1, you must first provision your user and group information. Provisioning users enables Force.1 to determine group membership details for authenticated users and apply corresponding policies. It also enables user details to be displayed in Force.1 logs and reports. Force.1 supports a variety of user provisioning methods to suit the needs of your environment. You will learn about each of these methods. If you are using Active Directory to manage your user domain, you can use the AD agent. The AD agent supports automatic provisioning and deprovisioning of users. It also supports synchronization of user group membership changes made in Active Directory. If you are using an external identity provider such as Okta or Azure to manage your user domain, you can provision users via SCIM. SCIM allows you to provision and deprovision users and groups automatically from your identity provider. Force.1 also supports auto-provisioning for users who authenticate with your identity provider via SAML, but who have not been provisioned. Note that auto-provisioning does not synchronize group membership information and therefore does not allow for user groups to be used with security policies. Finally, you also have the option of using Force.1 as the identity provider. User and group information is created and stored locally on the Force.1 service. You can create local users manually, via email invitation, or via API. To synchronize with Active Directory, you need to deploy the AD agent. Synchronizing with Active Directory is a multi-step process that includes installing the AD agent on a domain-joined Windows machine on your internal network. Once the AD agent is configured, you can select the organizational units and groups you would like to import into the Force.1 portal. Then you perform the sync to synchronize the users and groups selected. To synchronize users with SCIM, you will need to create an OAuth connected app in Force.1. Once the OAuth application is created in Force.1, you set up SCIM on your external identity provider to connect to the OAuth application in Force.1. You add the users and groups from your identity provider that you want to push via SCIM to Force.1. Once the users and groups are pushed from your identity provider, they will be provisioned in Force.1 and any changes will be synced automatically. To provision local accounts, you can invite or manually add the users. To invite users, enter their email address, and Force.1 sends each user an invitation email with a link that prompts them to register and create a local password. To manually add a user, create the user account and set all the attributes as necessary. Once this step is completed, the user receives an email from Force.1 asking them to create their password and enter a secondary email address. The user's password can also be set by the administrator during account creation if desired. As a final note, local user and group information can also be created programmatically through Force.1 Configuration REST API.